The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy.
It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world. I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome in to another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give my video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you are following me on all the social media platforms. That way, if there's a band, a song, a video, something you want me to check out, you can hit me up with a DM or leave it in the comments below. If you are going to leave it in the comments below, just do me a favor, give it a cursory read through. If you see your suggestion has already been made, leave a like and an I concur. That'll help my DJ brain put everything into a nice little organized list, and I can get it into my handy dandy notebook. But remember, be kind and no spamming. I really appreciate that. And I thank you all for playing the I concur game. I laugh when I see it on my own social media. I laugh when I see it on other reactors' channels. Almost, I don't feel like apologizing, but I'm like, yeah, those are my people. So thank you very much for that. It shows me you're listening. It shows me you're paying attention, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you very much. Thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200 Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. Without them, I wouldn't be sitting here. Actually, I would. I just wouldn't be making any money on it. So thank you very much for those making the Wild Side with Eric Clark possible. I appreciate that. And lesson learned. Today's video is coming via serendipity. You never know who you're out hanging with. You never know who's standing next to you. I was at my little pub the other night, chucking darts like I do on the regular. So much so when I walk in, they pretty much have my stuff ready to go. I don't know if that makes me a bar fly or not. I enjoy it because I get there early, there's nobody there, and I can it's a free play jukebox and happy hour. So I'm at that age. I'm at that age where it's like, oh, good food, free jukebox with classic rock on it, some good alternative old stuff from the 80s. Yeah, happy hour. They have what I drink. They have the cider that I drink. So I drink one cider, then a couple of Cokes. I don't hang out very long. And I happen to be standing there throwing darts, and one of my songs came on. And I guess I had made it known that I had played that or I was into it or something like that. And he asked if I was a fan of the Cult. And again, this is the city of Nashville. It's really not surprising when that happens. So I said, yeah, we get to talking. Next thing I know, he's like, hey, how would you like some early access to the upcoming singles from the new album? Well, of course. So thank you to Jeff for hooking me up with the new Cult. The album is called Under the Midnight Sun. It's dropping next month on the 7th. And the first track is A Cut Inside. We're going to check it out. Here we go.
Caught up in your scene, so little
that rap. That was good. And that's a rap with a W, by the way. That is A Cut Inside, brand new from The Cult. Their album is being released on the 7th of October, and that is the brand new track, A Cut Inside. I liked it. It had everything I was hoping for, but it still brought a freshness to it. And again, even if it's a band that is established, when bringing something new in, you want that familiarity. I will never come off the argument that Billy Duffy is the godfather of the Manchester sound. That tone that he creates with his guitar is a confluence of influence. It's the blues bass. It's the alternative sound. It's a little bit of Sisters of Mercy, a little bit of Bauhaus, a little bit of AC/DC, a little bit of Van Halen, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. So it creates this very unique tone. And I laughed at the beginning when I was younger and I picked up Love and I listened to it for the first time. And then you start to see albums like Ceremony and Sonic Temple. I actually thought for the longest time that this was a band that was like a Native American band, whereas they're more mystical. And that's really more of a description of Ian Astbury. Back in the early 2000s, there was talk in the industry of having Ian Astbury front the Doors. And I remember speaking with my program director. I was working at a rock station in Pensacola, and I remember saying, who better? Who better? Ian Astbury has always had this really cool way of matching the mystery of his presence with the sound of that, with his voice. He's able to paint the color pattern and the imagery in your head that his image helps kickstart. I've always thought that he is one of the top frontmen in rock and roll. His presence and his voice. He is, I don't want to say he's still able to hit them. He hits the notes. He is still right there in that pocket of where you expect Ian Astbury to be, where he's always been. So his ability to continue that legacy into 2022 is very impressive. I like how that sounds. I like how it fits within this song. I like the shared space with Billy Duffy. Billy Duffy, again, I think he gets overlooked sometimes by people in general discussions about guitar players and the influence, because you're hearing so much of a unique sound that you're thinking, okay, is it alternative? Is it rock? And the Cult will always be, and it's based on Billy Duffy. The Cult will always be one of my linchpins of influence. I will hear new bands. I'll hear bands that are just coming out, and I'll say, okay, that's a good song. It's like the Cult, because the Cult have always put out good music, just straightforward. And I think that's what sets them apart is their ability to stay within this pocket while still creating these colors of freshness among it. It's just a wonderful way that they do it. And again, it's very tribal, because you go back to the beginning of the song and you're hearing those drums come in, you're hearing that heartbeat start, and you're starting to match your rhythm with the song. And the Cult has always been that way. The Cult has always been a very rhythmic band, and I love how they share that space. So when Ian is singing, Billy's playing that really cool menthol light rhythm in the background, and then when it's time for him to step up, especially in that solo and into that breakdown, again, I really like how that song ended right there. The way it went from the breakdown to the end of the song, I believe that's where you're hearing how influential they are. Because when you hear that breakdown going into the final bars and measures of that song, you're hearing the Kooks, you're hearing the Editors, you're hearing the Killers, you're hearing all kinds of modern rock. And when you go back and listen to those bands, they are straight ahead rock and roll. And that's what's so appealing to them, because it touches into this heartbeat of you, this very foundation of who you are. So that's why the Cult will always be one of my top 10 bands, is they are unique in their sound. Billy Duffy's tone has always been rich and thick. And Ian Astbury's vocals, this is a band that is lightning in a bottle. It really is. The way that he sings and they play and the way it comes together has always been a magnificent display of rock and roll. So I'm super excited. I'm super stoked to see what the rest of the album has to offer. That is a Cut Inside by The Cult. The new album, Under the Midnight Sun, is dropping on the 7th of next month, the 7th of October. I'll put all the links down below so you can go to their website. You can, I think, pre-order the album. You can sign up for early access. I believe all the tour dates are on there for the United States. I really hope if anyone from the Cult's team is listening, watching, please consider adding some dates if you can to the cities. I mean, I'm not saying Nashville, but the Ryman is a fantastic venue. So all the links will be down below. Thank you to Serendipity for putting me in a place where I could have just a moment of just wonderful appreciation of a band that I've loved since high school. So thank you very much to everybody involved with getting me early access to that song. The Cult, A Cut Inside. The name of the album is Under the Midnight Sun, dropping on the 7th of October. So thank you to everybody for helping me out with that. Thank you to everybody for your patience and watching and checking out my video, and thank you for your suggestions. Keep them coming. Remember, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on all the social media. That way you can hit me up with a DM, leave it in the comments. I concur. You know the drill, man. So thank you very much for that. And again, thank you for your patience and help with language and pronunciations and history and geography. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And I know that you concur because I know you think you're awesome. So thank you to Aspen Dental, Connect 200 Music 2C, and Gothic Jewelry. They are those that make the Wild Side possible. Again, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give the Wild Side with Eric Clark a watch and a listen. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.